Hello, my name is Dominique Duarte. I am a singer actor currently living in Brooklyn, New York. I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm here to tell you joy is available. Joy is available. Yes, yes, yes. That's one of the songs that we sang at. That's one of the songs we sang at the Fire Ensemble concert. Troy Anthony, a wonderful, amazing songwriter, composer, singer, choir director, amazing guy. He wrote that song, and it was called New Joy. The concert was called New Joy. And the woman who sang the lead, she used to be on the B-Way. Her name was Tanya Pinkins. It was really nice to meet her. She was really nice. She was the one that led it, and then we were singing behind her. But it was such a cool experience. Love performing. Always. Always feel very fulfilled when I'm on the stage. Yeah. And being in Troy's choir, the Fire Ensemble, it definitely helps you be able to perform and sing and work on singing. I feel like I'm not really getting to sing very often now, so Fire Ensemble is a great way to do that. I actually hung out with one of the people from Fire Ensemble today. We went to see Wicked. I did not get a chance to see that movie for so long, and I finally, we wanted to hang out, and I was like, have you seen the movie? And she was like, nope. And I was like, let's go see Wicked. So we went to see Wicked today. It was very, very good. Teared up at the end. Love Cynthia. She's amazing. And at the end of it, I was telling her, I really want to be on Broadway. I mean, that's definitely the goal. And she was telling me, what can you do in 2025 that's going to help you get that goal? And I'm just like, well, I know I could take acting classes. And I could also build my audition book, which was actually one of my goals for 2024, was to build the audition book. And out of all my goals, that's the one that I've probably put the least effort into. I think some of it is because I was trying to build stability this year. That was the key word here was stability. And then a wrench kind of got thrown in the stability in September when I lost the job. So then I had to try to find another job. I found another 2 jobs, and here we are. So I've reached a lot of my goals this year, but that one in particular, I made strides. So I did purchase this course called the 32 Bar Cut. I entered a raffle. I won the raffle. The original course is $700, but I only had to pay $149, I think, because I won the raffle. And that course helps you put together your book. I have the sheet music. I have some sheet music. I have put my binder in my room instead of downstairs because I've been trying to work on it, but I just... it's been hard for me to do that one for some reason. I think I'm used to my voice teacher picking my music still. I feel like I will pick songs and then they maybe not showcase as well as I thought they would. And I may just need help with that because I procrastinated on that pretty much the entire year. I submitted for one of my goals was to submit for auditions. I've done that. I booked things. I was in a play. I've done commercial. I'm doing a self-tape tonight. I really did submit for a lot of acting work this year. And did book some acting work. Probably more consistently than I have in a while. Then posting the blog. I've been posting the blog pretty much every week this year. I hardly missed a week. I think I missed maybe 1 or 2, but for the most part, out of 52 weeks of the year, at least 50 of them, 49, 50 of them, I have posted something on my blog. I started adding videos. Well, I started making videos on YouTube, finally, because I had been saying I was going to do a podcast for a while now, and I'm finally starting the podcast. So I did do that. And then another goal was to cook at home more. That was pretty consistent up until losing the job. And I have sort of kind of been doing it, but not as much as I was the first 9 months of the year. Reaching the goal weight, we were getting there. Closer than I was this time last year. But definitely have gotten into some habits that aren't great lately because of I don't know. So that goal is about 75% there. The cooking at home / reaching the goal weight. Taking acting classes in January, I took a Thriving in Your Acting Career course at the Barrow Group. That was an acting course, but it wasn't really acting. It was about how to thrive in your acting career. And one of the things that I picked up from that class was a routine. So I started having an evening routine, and I've been pretty consistent with that this year. Because with acting, there's a lot in acting you cannot control. You can't control if you book the job, but you can control if you're prepared, and you can control your routine. So I started having a morning and an evening routine, but I think I've been more consistent with the evening routine. The morning routine, part of the morning routine was packing my lunch, which I was doing, and still do. I would say I've definitely been packing my lunch and bringing my lunch to work more consistently this year than I had in a while. So that goal was on there. I may take an acting class in the winter at the Barrow Group. And then this audition book, just taking the course that I purchased. I need to start taking the course, taking my blogging course, and taking the Kev on Stage course, so that I can really start putting into action how to become a content creator full time. Actually, today's December 15th, and exactly 12 years ago today, I graduated from college. I can't believe it. Yay! It's been 12 years since I graduated. It's been quite a 12 years. Wasn't exactly the 12 years that I had anticipated. And I think today, when I was having the conversation with one of my friends, I just was like, I feel like maybe I'm a little jaded. I'm also just feeling a little bit like I come up with a plan, I try to do the plan, and then the plan doesn't work. And I'm not really sure what my next steps are. I do know I want to be on Broadway. I do know what I want to do. I think I even know the steps to do the thing, but I also want to get out of debt. And I'm afraid to spend the money on that because I'm trying to also pay off my debt. So it's just like always been the catch since I graduated, really, is how much am I going towards debt? How much am I going towards pursuing my career? And that has always been the catch. And then trying to find a job that doesn't take away from my acting, but is also paying me enough. It's just been an emotional roller coaster the last 12 years. And I'm trying to think, a lot of people obviously just graduated from college in December. Congratulations. Really, congrats. You put in a really hard work for the last 4, maybe 5 years, and you graduated. Congrats. I don't know what advice to give. I guess one of the biggest things is to have a support system, because I think that one of the things that I didn't do well as an adult was having a support system. And I think that maybe some of the decisions I made, some of the things that I did, maybe I wouldn't have done if I had a support system. So yeah, it's not as easy to find a support system. I know it seems like in college you always had a support system, but when you leave college, it's a little bit harder to have one. It's not impossible, but it's harder, and you have to make more of an effort to have a support system. Know that you may not get a job immediately. You may not get your dream job. You may not get a job immediately. It definitely took me a while, because I graduated in December of 2012, and I did not get a job that actually paid me a paycheck until I was in The Color Purple, and even then it was gas money. And then I did not get a job that was consistently paying me for real until September of 2013, when I started working at St. George's. So I went from December 2012 until September 2013 without really making any money, other than the money I made from The Color Purple. But I sold insurance, and a lot of insurance companies are going to reach out to you, let me tell you, because those were the main people who were reaching out to me when I was looking for a job right out of college. was insurance companies. And for some people, working at an insurance company works well. But if you're going to sell insurance, first of all, you have to study for your life and your health insurance exam. Those tests are pretty difficult. And then also, it's going to take you a while before you make money. I worked there for 4 months and I didn't make anything. And that's not uncommon when you're selling insurance. Just know that if you're going to go into insurance, you're probably not going to make money initially. But it can be very lucrative if you continue. But for me, the type of insurance that I was selling was supplemental. It was Aflac. I think that Aflac is really challenging to sell because it is supplemental. Most people don't have regular insurance, so to have supplemental means that you have extra money, and a lot of people don't have extra money to buy insurance. So there's nothing wrong with selling insurance. I mean, there's plenty of people who make a career out of it, but for me, it just did not work. And if you may not get the job that you thought you were going to get right out of college. I'm just gonna be honest. And it's not just singing and acting, because believe me, I wanted to be a singer actor. I knew that journey was going to be challenging. Ironically enough, though, one of my first jobs out of college was in The Color Purple. So, hey, you never know. But there are plenty of people I know who had dreams of being other things, and then it did not happen. The door did not open, or it did not open until years after they graduated. Graduation can be kind of scary. It's happy. It's something to celebrate because, hey, you worked very hard for the last 4 years. But that time right out of college is a little challenging. It's a little lonely. It's a little uncertain. It's going to be a challenging period of adjustment. And that first year was really difficult. But then there were some of my friends, they graduated and, they got a job right out of college. It was a job they wanted, and they have had that job for years. So I'm like, everyone's trajectory is different. Just know that everybody's trajectory is different. Some people right out of college, they get that dream job. Some people right out of college, it takes them months, takes them a year or two. Don't get discouraged. Just keep trying. The thing is just not giving up. Just don't give up. I think that you can be tempted to give up, but just keep going. I think one of the hardest things about graduating college was the loneliness and lack of support system, as well as making a plan and it not working out, or making the plan again, making a different plan and that not working out. And sometimes I think too, we're taught when we're in high school, if you work hard and you push hard, you're going to get what you want. And it doesn't always happen that way. And it's not because you're a bad person. It's not because you aren't working hard enough. Sometimes it's just because it is what it is. Just stay encouraged. Keep trying. Just because you don't reach your dream tomorrow doesn't mean it's not what you're supposed to do. Dreams sometimes take a long time to manifest, and they take years. And there's no better example of that than the Bible, because most of the people in the Bible, it took years for the things to manifest. And I know that for me personally, that's definitely going to be it. It's going to take a while, and it has taken a while. You're just going to have some people, get on Broadway right out of school. And then there's some people who may not get on Broadway till 10, 15 years later, okay? And that can happen in other industries. It's not just performing, even in business. Things take time. You just got to be patient. Don't be so quick to always want to be at the top position, because you need to pay your dues to get up to that position. So, yeah. 12 years has been challenging. But what would I do differently? I want to say maybe I would have waited a little longer to move to New York, but I feel like I made better income once I moved to New York. Because in Tennessee, I was struggling. So I'm like, I don't really know. In Memphis, I was just struggling. I worked 3 jobs the way I'm working multiple jobs here, and I wasn't making nowhere near the income. So I don't know. Do I want to say, well, maybe I should have taught like my friend Nikisha taught for a few years before she moved here. But see, I did try that because I was a music teacher in 2014, and then that didn't work. So I'm like, I don't really know. I think I've tried every decision that I did make. There was a reason behind it. I tried to always be moving forward, but some things really were beyond my control. Um, Maybe if I had focused more on just taking consistent classes, taking singing, acting, vocal lessons, taking those classes, and then auditioning, and having a job that was paying a little bit more when I moved here, because I worked at Trader Joe's probably longer than I should have, because I was making significantly less at Trader Joe's, and I should have probably tried to find a similar job like I currently have. But hindsight is 2020. If you're gonna move to New York, you need to save money. You need to save a lot of it. A lot of people say, well, you just need to get a job before you move here. I don't know anybody who did that. Everybody I know who moved here did not get a job until they moved here, because they're not going to hire you if you're living in Atlanta or you're living in North Carolina. They're only going to hire you if you live in New York or you have a New York address on your resume. So, yeah. Just know that not everything is going to happen in the time that you thought. You're not going to hit every goal by 25, by 30. Shoot, not even necessarily by 35. But as long as you're trying your best, because that's one thing I can honestly say, I've always tried my best, and I've always worked my behind off. So if things didn't turn out the way I thought they were going to, I cannot say that I didn't try. And that's all I can do. But you have to work really hard. Sometimes you might have to work 2 and 3 jobs, but you just got to do it. Yeah. The last 12 years have definitely been growing experience. I'd say if you a good person to start looking into, since you did just graduate college, is Dave Ramsey. I'd say if you have student loans, you might want to start paying on them as soon as possible. That was a mistake I think I made. Make sure you don't pay it to someone who's a scam, because that's what I did. Make sure you're actually paying it to the right people. Try to put $1,000 in your savings as soon as possible, because that was a mistake I also made. Would not have ended up in as much debt if I had just put $1,000 in my savings from the beginning. If you decide to have your own business, you need to put 10 to 15% of their money away, so that when tax time rolls around, that you don't have a surprise that you owe the government. Because if you have your own business, you will owe the government. So you just need to be prepared for it. There's nothing wrong with owing the government. Just be prepared for it. Put away 10 to 15% if you decide to start your own business. Put it away. That way, when tax time rolls around, you do your taxes. Oh, you owe the government money? Okay, it's already in your bank account. Just transfer it over to your checkings and pay the government. Don't get on no IRS payment plans. Let's not do that. That was one thing that somebody told me, and it worked. Because when I did have my own business and I ended up owing the government, that was one time I didn't end up in any debt. Because I did have the money in my account and I just paid it. So, yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. Um, Stay prayerful. If you don't believe in God, yeah. Find something to believe in, because adulthood is really hard. I'm just gonna be honest with you. And you got a taste of it in college, but you really don't know what it's like to be an adult until you have graduated college. College is like adulthood on training wheels. But when them training wheels come off, it's no joke. So stay encouraged. Find something to believe in, cause it's rough out here. And I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just saying it's rough out here. You gonna have some trying times in these adult streets, and you just have to, and you still just gotta keep going, and you have to believe in something to try to keep going, because a lot of the times you're not gonna feel like going. Don't compare yourself to other people. Woo, this is a big one, and that was the hardest one. It's still something I struggle with to this day. Comparing myself to others, because when I say that a lot of my peers have had such a such huge strides, or compared to me, and then I'm just like, what the heck, yo? We started around the same pace, but yet some of them have just like, but I'm like, once again, everybody's trajectory is just not the same. It's not the same. You have to be ready for those times and those moments, and if you're not ready, then it's maybe a blessing that things are not going your way the way you'd like. But that doesn't mean that in the future it won't happen for you. It just isn't the right timing. I'd say start taking care of your health if you have neglected it during your college years. Try to start weaning yourself off of sugar. I still struggle with that, and I'm in my mid-30s. But maybe if you can start working on it now, maybe you won't be struggling with sugar in your mid-30s. Take care of yourself as much as you can, starting as soon as possible, because your body will change when you turn 30. So start preparing it now. Get all your checkups. Make sure you're having an annual every year. Having an eye appointment every year. Going to the dentist at least once a year. Just make time for that stuff. It becomes harder when you graduate college, because you went from having a structured schedule to having no really structured schedule other than when you go to work. But everything else is on you. It's on you to schedule your appointments. It's on you to pay your bills on time. It's on you to do all these things. Get a planner. Organize things. I've had a planner ever since college. You need it, because you have to balance everything on your own. So write it down. Write down your yearly goals. Write down your weekly, your monthly goals. And if you don't have any student loan debt, start putting 15% into retirement. And if you're in high school and you're thinking about going to college for the fall, try not to take out student loans. Really, do not do it. I would not suggest it to anyone. I would suggest, it depends. If you know you're going to work a career where you know you're going to see the return quickly, then maybe. But if you know you're going into a career that you might not see the return very well, don't take out a student loan. Go to a community college. Go to a trade school before you consider taking out a student loan. Because I'm 35 and I have owed these loans since 2008. And it is really hard on a single income to even attempt to pay it. So I just wouldn't suggest it. And I know at 18 it's like, oh, it's just a few $1,000s, but it adds up quickly. And when you graduate with 30,000 and it turns into 50, 57, but in 10 years, just start paying on it now. As soon as you get a job, start paying on your student loans. But if you're in high school and you're applying for colleges, try hard not to have to take out student loans. Like, just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's a lifetime commitment if you take them out. Unless you know that you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer, or you're going to be working in some high profile career where you know you're going to be able to pay it back. But if you're in the arts, love it, but don't take out student loans. Do not. Don't do it. Because the arts is, you're going to get a slow return on that. And even if you do end up on Broadway, you're going to have months when you're not on Broadway. You're going to have months when you don't have work. Acting is a lot of you work and you don't work. You work and you don't work. You work and you don't work. So having student loans while you're an actor is like a horrible combination. Which is why I keep going back and forth. Because had I not had debt, I would have been able to invest more in vocal lessons, invest more in acting classes. But yeah, it's not worth it. Don't take out the student loans. Don't do the Parent Plus loan, because then that puts your parents in an issue. My parents refused to do that, which honestly, now looking back, is great that they didn't do that. But there are a lot of parents who do the Parent Plus loan, and it ruins their credit. It ruins their life because their student ended up not being able to pay it, so they are responsible for it. So just don't take out the student loans. Like, try to get scholarship. Try to get grants. Try. It is December, so if you're applying for colleges, start applying for them scholarships as soon as possible. Try to get grants. Try to get as much scholarship money as you can get so that you do not have to take out student loans. Wouldn't suggest it. Try to go to a state school. Maybe try living at home. If you can live at home with your parents. I know for some people that's not always easy for them to live with their parents. Maybe their relationship is strained. That was my situation. I definitely did not want to live with my parents. However, living with your parents can maybe make it where you end up not having to take out any debt. I know one of my friends, one of my friends is an actor, and now she's the theater teacher, and she's never owed any student loans because she lived with her parents while she was in college. And she got a scholarship for her tuition. So, don't take out the loans. It just isn't worth it. There are also cheaper schools. And I'm not gonna lie, I went to a pretty cheap school. Murray State is pretty cheap compared to most universities. And I got a scholarship for 4 years. Definitely wish I hadn't gone one extra semester, because I think that's what maybe also brought it up more, because I think it would have been more like $25,000, $24,000. But then because of that last semester, I think I had to take out a loan for that entire year, because I don't think I had a scholarship that last semester. So I probably should have not gone 4.5, because I had done all my music requirements. Had I not double majored in journalism, I would not have needed to go another semester. I would have been able to finish in May of 2012. But I had started the major and I wanted to finish it. But yeah, just don't take out student loans. If you can help it. It sets you up. It puts you in the negative as soon as you graduate. And it just is really hard to start your life as an adult when you're already in debt. You're starting out at 22, 23 with $30,000 in debt. It's just not feasible. And it's not a guarantee that you're going to get a job that's going to help you pay it well. Because I really struggled to find work in Tennessee. Which is why I'm not trying to go back. Because financially, if I move back home to Tennessee, I'm going to have to take a significant pay cut. I can't afford to take a pay cut when I have so much debt. So, and it was just really hard for me to find jobs. And the jobs I found were part-time jobs where I was only getting 15, 20 hours a week. You're not going to get the type of jobs you get in New York. So even though New York is more expensive, you get more job opportunities here. So I think that's part of the reason people stay here. Yeah, the rent is high, but everything else, to be honest, I don't feel like it's that much more expensive. I'm not spending much more on groceries than everyone else. I'm not spending much more on my hair than anyone else because I have natural hair. So no matter where I live, it's going to be about the same. Um, I don't have to pay gas anymore. I don't have a car. So, you know, I have roommates, so I only pay $700 a month in rent. Now I'm putting just as much money towards my debt than I am my rent. So just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. But hopefully your next 12 years will give you a little bit more peace. If you do want to move to a different state, plan well for it. If you're applying for jobs, try to think of as many things that you've done in the last 4 years that could really make you look like a good candidate. Don't always wait for them to come to you. Maybe go to them. That's pretty much it. I gotta say that first year right out of college was really, really difficult, and I think that it was probably the loneliest period that I had, and it might be pretty lonely for that first year, because everyone's doing their own thing. For me, a lot of my peers got married right out of college, so then those relationships change. Once they start having children, it changes as well. So it's just like your friendship that you have in college is just never going to be what it was when you're in college. Like, you can always be friends, but it's just never going to be the same relationship anymore. And it just is a part of it. It's a part of growing up. It's a part of maturing. So yeah. Congratulations on graduating. Enjoy. Party it up. Cause yeah, that next coming year is gonna probably be a little challenging. But stay encouraged. You got this. That's about it. Just joy is available. Remember that. Joy is available. According to Troy Anthony. And I wish I had had that song with me maybe my first year out of college. Joy is available. Because you gotta remain joyful, or at least try to. This has been Southern Girl in the City. I hope you have a lovely week, and stay encouraged, new graduates.